Alrighty, I have been to the store. I'm here at the War Memorial in Vinton. Just driving through it. Looks like they're remodeling it. And I have been to the grocery store. Carol Ann, you'll be interested in this. I got me some avocado oil. I got me some fresh pizza dough. I've already got the Rayo's marinara and the mozzarella and some sharp cheddar cheese. And man, that was like being in a foreign country, because I normally always do Instacart, and me being in there took me a half hour to find 4 items, literally. But I got it. And so I'm going to be making a pan pizza here very soon. But this is the little town of Vinton. Some of my favorite restaurants are over here. In fact, I'll take you down the main drag. Show you where some of my hangout is. Now this here is East Lee Street. Of course they're closed today, but up here on the right is the Dogwood Cafe. Country cooking. They've got a few little boutiques down here, but let me see if I can turn this camera here. You'll see the Dogwood restaurant right there. And then, straight ahead, you've got the Vinton Farmer's Market up here. I'll ride through it if it's not too crowded. Over here on the left is one of my favorite pizza joints. I mean, I don't venture too far out of Vinton unless I have to. As long as I have what I need here. See that over there is Pesto's Pizza. Then there's Vinton Hairstylish, Professional. That's where I get my hair styled at. And then, of course, I'm turning into the farmer's market. You can see all the traffic. And here it's very crowded. Particularly on a Sunday. You can see over that way, not much going on. This here is now over here across the street at that huge pavilion right there. Sometimes we have live music down there. A little bluegrass, a little banjo picking. It gets pretty wild. You got to be careful out here after midnight in downtown Vinton, particularly when the bluegrass people come to town. It can get a little bit dicey. Right there. That's the pavilion. That's where all the action takes place. Dance floor, everything. And then that stone plaza right there in front of us. That's sort of like the Chamber of Commerce. All big cities have those. That over there is the fire department. This up here is the Vinton Police Department over to the right. That's, they're constantly on the job. Got the mafia operating here in Vinton. And that's the police department. In fact, this dude right here could be a member of the mob. That's the library. This is a famous hot dog stand coming up on the right. Right there. They're closed now. That little bitty shack right there. This is the Vinton Municipal Building coming up on the right. Vinton Library. Let me stick my phone back up here. And this over here is my bank. They're closed today, but this is the Bank of Botetourt. Oh, let me see. Let me turn this the other way. That right there, that's my bank. This here is my drive-through window. This is where I deposit my wealth. My gambling earnings normally come here. Deposit my deposits under an alias. I don't obviously use my real name to do this because they could trace that money back. So everything is pretty much top secret. That across the street. Let's get a little bit closer. That is the County of Roanoke, Virginia. That's one of the county offices. You can see their logo right there. That's the building. Right over there is the Carillion Family Medical Clinic. That's where I am going to see if I can get my primary doctor. And then this is sort of the main drag again. It's got a big city feel to it, but there's nice people who live here. They're talking about getting Major League Baseball here in Vinton. There's the post office. One of my favorite barbecue places is over to the right. A lot of traffic down here today. Now this is Gusnick's Boulevard I'm coming up onto. I'll take a left and it'll head me right to 460 where my apartments are. If you take a right, that's Washington Avenue And that's considered the main street of Vinton. Not where I just was. Not this main drag here called Pollard. But to the right there. That's the main drag of Vinton. Of course, now I'm driving. Vinton's like a little bedroom community of Roanoke. That's looking blurry. There we go. Blurry again. So, yep, that's the tour of Vinton. I hesitated going down there because the tour does take some time. But I couldn't show you the whole area. It would take too much time to do that. You saw most of it, or some of it there, some of my hangouts. Where the people know me. These are the places where when I walk in, they know immediately to bring me sweet tea. I don't have to ask. And if I go in the Texas Tavern, they don't even ask me what I want, period. They automatically know exactly what to cook. I've been eating the same things in that place for 35 years. At least. I would say maybe 38 years. Bowl of chili without, small cheeseburger, double chili, chili only, and a jumbo glass of milk. They have a 36-ounce glass of milk in there, and it's the coldest milk in all of Roanoke. And I've been drinking that milk for 35 years. They've had it ever since I've started going there. So when I walk in, nobody asks me, what are you having? The guy that's taking the orders will automatically holler out, bowl without, cheeseburger, chili only, double chili, a jumbo milk. One time I went in there and ordered a hot dog, and I thought that they were going to have a stroke. Because, I mean, I get those same three things I just mentioned to you over and over and over and over again. Now, Robbie went in Texas Tavern and he ate 6 hot dogs. They liked him. Now, these are my apartments over on the left. We're getting ready to pull in there. I'm going to take you on a tour of the grounds. There they are. District View Apartments. They set up on a hill. I'm sort of climbing a hill. Yeah, when it snows, you got to make sure that right there is cleared off. That's where I take my trash. Right there. But all of these apartments come in sort of like, there's in the middle of them. Each one of them has like a little square. In the middle of the complex I'm in, that's where the pool is at. And the clubhouse and the exercise place. These places on the right are storage facilities and garages if you want to order some extra. And I might as well show you this. That right there is the car wash. It's free. You get in there and they've got everything you need to wash your car. Now we're coming straight up onto the dumpster. Directly in front of us, for those of you that are interested. You can see it's got the handrails. That's the local dumpster. That's where I take all of my trash. Now we're coming around this way. Of course, you notice there's street lamps all over the place. People walk around here. I mean, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and little old ladies there was one little old lady with her walker. She's constantly walking around out here because it's safe. Now this over here, that's the clubhouse. Over there, we're sort of coming up on it. You can see it. That's the clubhouse. There's an exercise place. There's a big TV. Big fireplace. People out walking. Everybody's always out walking. Elizabeth comes over here and she walks. She'll go out about 11:30 and just walk all over the place. Now they are building some more luxury apartments. You'll see them here in a second. That's them right back in there. You can see them. Maybe I'll turn the camera a little bit. See him, back in there. But that's a different apartment complex right there, and it's big. And I think they're going to have like their own little township or something. I mean, they're clearing out space to do all kinds of stuff. Now seeing they've got little play areas scattered all about for the kids out here. Lots of mountains right behind me here. There's not too much more they can. It's a big old house down there. I don't think you can see it through those woods, but just right there. There's houses back here. And this is coming down the home stretch of where my place is. Over here on the left as we continue to go. It's a little dog park we're coming up on over on the left. It's fenced in. People take their dogs out there. And by the way, if you take your dog walking and that dog uses the bathroom on these grounds, you better make sure you pick it up, because in these places they got gloves and places where you put it. They don't want any kind of dog. But this breezeway, I may not can turn the phone enough for you to see that, but at any rate, my breezeway is on the right or on the left. And I normally park right over here to the right. This is normally my view when I park. You see those rolling pastures back there? When it snows, it's beautiful. It's wooded back here. So there's plenty of privacy. So that is the grand tour of Vinton, my eating places, places where I can go in and they already know what I want to drink. And there's about 3 or 4 of them. There's a great New York style pizza place back there. And now I am going to go. I've got to go to the vape shop. And it's Sunday afternoon. I don't want to be running out of stuff and having to come back. So I'm heading to the vape shop. And I will get on 460. 460. Now when I get down here, if I take a left, Sharon and Robbie would remember that's where the Super Walmart is, the Super Lowe's, the Super Home Depot, the Super everything. There's plenty of mountains all over the place. I don't know why this thing gets blurry from time to time. That's across the street there. That's my store. That's my convenience store. It's right outside my apartments. I go right over there. And right over there to the right across the street is a food truck. Sometimes it's tacos. Right now I think it's Mexican. Last week they had a Chinese place there, and it's always there, and there's always people there. So if I just want to come out of my apartment parking lot, I can go there. And this is 460. This is sort of a main, if you go the other way, it goes all the way to Lynchburg. Beautiful drive. Carol Ann, you and Stan have taken that drive from Roanoke to Lynchburg. You know it's beautiful mountain views. You can get on and off the parkway if you so desire. Bedford's that way. That's where the Soul Sisters and Brother have their restaurant, which I've eaten at. It's very good. And then, of course, eventually you get into Lynchburg. This here would be like going downtown Roanoke. In fact, I may take you for a tour here of downtown Roanoke. This is a free tour. There can be pretty good traffic on this road. Particularly 5 o'clock traffic. Where I live is out towards a place called Bonsack. It's Bonsack, Delville, all that area out there. Very beautiful area. Because once you get much past my place, you're getting a little bit more out of the valley. And the mountains are much more right up on top of you. You'll notice where I'm at right now. You know, we're more in the valley. There are mountains. If you go to the right place, they're easy to see, but they're not right up on top of you. But if you take a left out of my apartment complex, they're right there, and they are beautiful. So I I am going up here to Williamson Road. That's a road that's got a lot of great restaurants on it. One of my favorite restaurants in Roanoke is called Island Cubana. It's a Cuban restaurant. I want to tell you, I never knew that Cuban food could be that good. I mean, basically for me, Cuban food used to be a Cuban sandwich. But man, I've gotten into some of their other stuff, and it is flavored and tasty with its own unique taste. And I'm up there about once a week, and now Jose Eldorado Tito Miano, I think is him. Now they're not asking me. They'll just say, do you want the pork dish or do you want the beef dish? And I'll say, well, whatever one of those dishes I want, I always have it. I'll have it with plantains and rice and beans. And you think about rice and beans would be bland. No, this rice and beans, it's not the soupy kind like I make. It's regular rice and beans. But I don't know what they put in as a flavor to it. But I think they're the best rice and beans that I've ever had. So here we are on Williamson Road. This would be considered more of an industrial area, but still a lot of restaurants. And this is also Highway 11, Lee Highway, which is the trek that Robert E. Lee took to Gettysburg. And if you stay straight, you'll get right on up in the mountains, and the trail that Robert E. Lee took that took him and his army to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Cemetery Ridge, one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War. But this is Roanoke. This is more industrialized right here. All right, here is the Tobacco House. This is where I do my vape, get my vape. Now look, over to the right. Now that's the vape house right there. That's why I get my vape. Over to the right is the Bethlehem House. And then over there is the Halal House, the Muslim food. So here we got the Jews and the Muslims. I can see one behind me. Oh no, that right there, that's the vape shop. That's where I'm getting ready to go in and get my vape. But behind me, directly behind me, you've got the halal, which is the Muslim food. And then, let's see if I can turn this. Back there, I don't know if we can swing far enough around, but at any rate, that's the Bethlehem restaurant. So you can get Muslim food in one and Jewish food in the other. And the vape right here. All right, I'm going to pause it for a second. I'm going in to get my vape. I will be right back, and I will continue with a quick tour of downtown Roanoke. All right, I'm back from the vape shop. I got me my Miami Mint vape. So now we're going to take a quick stroll downtown. I'll take you by Millionaires Row, where the rich people hang out. We will get off Lee Highway. Locally they call it Williamson Road, but it's actually number 11, Highway 11, cutting through a business area, which is also Lee Highway. When I go north, I don't like to get on 81 going north, like up to towards Charlottesville. And I've gone that way many times. I've had to for the sake of time many times. But Lee Highway parallels Interstate 81. So you don't have to get onto that, you get on 81, you feel like you're in the Daytona 500. You stay on Lee Highway, it's beautiful, scenic, with historic markers along the way. That in front of us is the Berglund Center. Big building. That's where the Rail Dogs play hockey. And they're pretty popular around here. Off to my left, I can see Mill Mountain and the Star. Now I can go. Cut through the old Gainsboro neighborhood, which is a very historic neighborhood. It's an historic black neighborhood, which has a real history to it. And so as you can see, my apartments are not very far at all from downtown Roanoke. I mean, we'll be in downtown here very shortly. Hotel Roanoke is up here on the right. Let me turn this camera some so you can see some of the things that I'm passing. See the sign up here that says Old Gainsboro neighborhood. Crossing over the bridge, we'll begin to see some of the town here in just a moment. That's the old railroad depot over that way. Sundays in Roanoke, downtown, it's pretty laid back. Except the Texas Tavern is open at all times. I mean, you can come down here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day if you're hungry. And you can eat. Now I'm going to turn on the main drag. This is Campbell Avenue. This is where the market is, down here. Some nice little shops along here for the ladies. This is part of a new series that I've started called my World Tour series. I'll be going to various parts of the world, like Blacksburg, Blue Ridge Parkway. We just left Vinton, and other parts of the world. We do fly the American flag downtown, thank goodness. There's no trans flags down here or gay pride flags down here. Over to the right as we go past it up here in just a moment, you'll see the city market. I've turned my camera that direction so that able to see it. There's Orvis. I love Orvis. Over to the right there is the market square. It's pretty packed on the weekends. Over to the left over here, my favorite Indian restaurant in Roanoke. As you can see, there's a lot of, there's Cuban, some more Cuban food right over there. Now I'm going to drive down the most important street in all of Roanoke. It's the Millionaires Club, is what they call it. It's very historic. So we get right here, it's called Church Street. That's Carilion Hospital straight ahead of us. That's where Rachel was born. This is Church Street. The location of the Millionaires Club. I don't know why this thing, I think it must be the way the sun is hitting it or something. It'll clear up in a moment. Busy intersection. You can see all the traffic jams. And And we will be coming up on the Millionaires Club here in a moment. I'll turn my camera so that as we get closer, Texas Tavern. Now there are two ways that you can enter into the Texas Tavern. And I will show you. Take a left here. And then you come up into the back of the Texas Tavern. Many of the rich people will park back here in this parking lot. It's below them to park in the Texas Tavern parking lot. So they will park back here in this parking lot. And that's the Texas Tavern over there on the left. You can see that white truck parked right there. That's where most of the, the not so well-to-do, those of us that know, that are in the know, that are sort of old timers here, we park back here. But that right there that you're looking at is Millionaires Row. And that's where we come together. We'll eat there. Now you're into the parking lot. This is where I would say, again, put it to you this way, the people that park in this area, they don't get the best seats in the Texas Tavern. If you park back there, you're going to get the better seats. But this on the left, right here, this is the Texas Tavern. Seat 11 people, one at a time. Okay, well, I'm heading back to my place because I am going to fix up a pan pizza using my cast iron pan. And this is going to be an Italian sausage pizza. Now you can cook it, put any topping you want to. For those of you that like vegetable toppings, then just put vegetables, peppers, green peppers, tomato, whatever else that you like, jalapenos, olives. mushrooms even. But that pretty much does it for this part of the world tour. And we'll be, there's no telling where I'll be next time. You just have to tune in, because I could be anywhere. I mean, I could be over in Salem. I could be over at the home place. I mean, really, there's no telling. And I think on our way back, just before I shut down here, we'll go by the Hotel Roanoke. And believe it or not, the Hotel Roanoke is in the old historic Gainsborough area, or just right outside of it. Let me make sure I've got this thing. Actually, it should be over this way. Yeah, over to the right. See most of this. This is the back entrance to the Hotel Roanoke. A lot of times people that are having conventions or balls or something in there, they come in down here. And I'll also show you one other thing before I shut down. In front of us, right over there, is Roanoke Catholic Church. Many famous basketball players came from Roanoke Catholic. We'll get up on it here in a little bit. That's it right there. It's a beautiful old Catholic church, and Roanoke Catholic School is there, which is one of the most prestigious private schools in the Southeast. I mean, it really is quite amazing. And it's very expensive, but if you don't have the money to attend, that Catholic school will give you a cost based upon your family's income. So you're not excluded out, just because you can't afford it. That's called the Basilica of St. Andrew Catholic Church. And it's a landmark in Roanoke. You can see some of the stuff that's on the grounds. And as you can see, this road here is called Celtic Way. And it says end city maintenance at this point, which means well, it could mean a lot of things. It could mean we're getting ready to do some mountain climbing, but I don't think so. We're back on Gainsborough Road here. So we are still in civilization. So you visited the Catholic school, you visited where the millionaires hang out. Given you a tour of my apartments, you've seen where I buy my vapes. You've seen the Muslim restaurant, the Jewish restaurant. You've been down to the main area of Vinton and where I hang out and where I eat down there. And oh, I could have gone out the other way. I could have taken a left out of my apartments, and then, now that is absolutely beautiful. One day I'll take a ride down that direction. All right, everybody, have a good one.